everyone. This is a question for Jehovah's Witnesses and Jehovah's Witness elders. I think there's something you ought to know as Jehovah's Witnesses out there. Let's look at this article. It's from the Watchtower, June 1st, 1997, page 6, paragraph 2. True religion in no way practices secretiveness. Now this letter was to all bodies of elders from the governing body. It says, "We would like to emphasize the importance of keeping these new textbooks secured and confidential, both before and after they are distributed. The textbooks should not be left on top of desks or in other places where they are easily accessible by family members or other individuals. The information is designed for use by the elders only, and other individuals should not have any opportunity to read the information." Once again, what did that article say that I showed you in the beginning of the video? It says, true religion in no way practices secretiveness. Well, it looks like you have a problem there, because the elders in your congregation are keeping secrets from the Jehovah's Witnesses and from their families. But that article said that true religion in no way practices secretiveness. Now it reminds me of something else. Look at this article. Worshippers of the true God have been instructed not to hide their identity or to obscure their purpose as Jehovah's Witnesses. And why is this? Because it would be secretiveness. But most of the Jehovah's Witnesses who come to my channel to yell at me use a fake name because they're hiding and being secretive. And here's a visual example for you of the secretiveness that the elders in Bethel are practicing.
We've talked about what a record is. The question is, why has this come up? Why is it that we have records management now? We've been functioning as an organization for years. Well, we know that the scene of this world is changing, and we know Satan's coming after us. And he's going to go for us legally. We can see by the way things are shaping up. So the organization has said, we've run into difficulties in the past because of the records we have. You get the questions, you go through, you create a draft, and you think it looks really good, you pass it by, or someone in your department passes it by you as the overseer, and you look at it and say, no, change this, change that. Well, you do a few drafts, and if you're like Justin and I, that goes around quite a few times. We look at all those that were not approved, all these drafts, and we get rid of all drafts. And the reason is because there's many comments that are sometimes made on drafts. Those are the ones that get us in trouble. It can be a film or a video, but I also mentioned handwritten notes. Now, sometimes we think, well, handwritten note, how important can that be? Well, we've found out they're very important. Just it's quite a few years ago now, we used to deal with a company. We bought a particular product from them. We hadn't dealt with them in 20 years.
Well, that company got into litigation.
So that company, in their records, said they dealt with Watchtower. Now, this was in the United States, so right away they come to Watchtower, which is Bethel. That's how they know us in New York City. So they come here and ask us, do we have anything in our records? Now, if we do, then we're connected to their litigation. That's how it works. But if we don't, then the legal world says, well, we have in no way can prove that you were ever dealing with them. They just say that. So they came to Bethel and they checked all the records and they couldn't find anything, but it was determined it would be appropriate to meet with some of those that were there at the time. They asked a few different ones. No, nobody had any records of it. They asked one brother and he said, oh, yes, I do. And he was in his top drawer, he pulled out, and he had a handwritten note. So that handwritten note tied us back to litigation and cost us a few $100,000. So are handwritten notes just as important? Yes, they are. So we want to be very careful and cautious how we handle our records, even if we think they're insignificant. The difficulty is it's happened more than once. So that's why we have this systematic program that we're putting into place.
A true religion in no way practices secretiveness. So why do the elders keep their elder books secret from their family and the congregation? Why do the Bethel elders keep their notes secret from the world so that they don't have to pay them money? And why do Jehovah's Witnesses who come to my videos hide under a fake name so that people don't know their real name. They're keeping it a secret. But remember the articles, true religion in no way practices secretiveness. So with all those secrets, Jehovah's Witnesses, how can you have the true religion? Thank you for watching.